Hey guys, it's Monday, August 16th, after close. Getting this day late to you, but I wanted to cover some of these calls and puts for this week to watch. I had a ton to look at, so I want to break these down for you. First, I think we are due for a pullback. However, we did break a trend line today on the SPY. We will see. What happens in the next day or two. But right now we're back in this below this trend line, so we might just continue to fall. I'm looking for a break of this. I don't know if this is going to be a valid trend or not. It's pretty shaky. If you look on the daily, though, we are holding the 9. We bounced at the 9-day moving average, climb right back up, so we might chop around a little bit more, but as of right now, I'm not really bearish yet on the SPY, even though we've almost taken out our gains from this afternoon. We'll see what happens. I would almost consider these dips as just buy opportunities at this point until we can get down to the 21 probably, and then we'll see. We can see we bounced here, so we might pull back to the 21. Things are starting to get kind of climactic though. We pulled back. This was the 50 moving average. We pulled back here, bounced multiple times. Now we're bouncing at the 21, and I mean, if you just look at the weekly, the monthly especially, we're 7 months green. We might end up August, might end up here at 460, 465, and then pull back hard in September, back to moving average, probably the 9 monthly moving average is what I would assume. Go back here to the 9. We've been kind of just staying above it, but we might correct in September like we did last year, September, November. We pop back up, but we'll see what happens. I think we're due for a pullback eventually, but it might not happen yet. So instead of trying to catch the top, I'm just going to wait for, we might do what IWM does and just keep chopping around, and then we can break a pattern and get inputs for September. So I'm going to wait on that. Instead, I'm just going to look at stocks for right now. However, if you look at NASDAQ is weaker than the SPY. We did come all the way back up, but we're running right into resistance here. So I would look to short some tech stocks probably, and at least come back to retest this trend line here. Let's look at some calls. PLTR, I got in early today. I think it's still valid. 25 calls. I also am looking at 30 leaps if we can get above 25. Got in early, but I still think it looks good. We had a good earnings pop there. We're going to come back down and retest probably this area, but or even maybe down here. But I liked the bounce today. I like this movement up, lower highs, higher highs, higher lows. So I got in early. I got in right about here on this buy setup. It was a nice clean pullback, and then we started to come back up. So I'm assuming we're going to break this 25 area soon, and especially if stocks keep going up, I think it's going to go pretty good. If you look at the daily, we've kind of broke this downward trend line. Of course, this was a squeeze, but if you extend it here, kind of had this downward channel and we broke it and bounced perfectly. I wish I would have seen that earlier. But so now we've got a higher high and a higher low, and so the expectation would be to get back up at least to a double top here. We've had resistance here before at 2750. We'll see what happens. PLTR long over 25, or if you want to gamble like me, you can get in early. AEP triggered today. I'm in AEP 90 calls for September. You can get August if you want, August 20th, but I think this one's getting ready to start putting in new highs. Utilities tend to do well in market pullbacks anyway. So we kind of broke here, chopped around a little bit, and we broke this flat top at 90 today. And it looks like if you so we got a long green wick, that means it'll probably refill tomorrow. If you look at this, I like this retest here of the breakout area. So let's say if you're wanting to get in this, I would wait for a break. Take out this red candle here, and I'll probably add right here. So I'm gonna put a notification there. Oh, I've used all those. Yeah, that's alright. Anyway, break over this 90-65 area. Go ahead and get in 90 calls for September if you want, or August, whatever. I think we're running out of time for August. I like September better. We can get a run back up to 100. AEP, DNUT, I like a lot. I've been in this for a little while. If you look at this downward trend, Jake called this one out a while back. Thought we were going to break it here, but we didn't. We had some institutional selling. See how clean this is. This institution's getting out, so I would assume most everybody that wants to get out is out now. And as soon as we break this on an IPO, when we break the downward trend, it's pretty much just straight shot up. There's no retest or anything normally. So when we break this trend line, which is also sitting right here on the 9MA now on the 4 hour, when we break that, you can go ahead and get in calls, 15 calls over $15, and hopefully we'll ride it up to 30. See, 16, so yeah, 32 will be our target for that, double the IPO price. So over 15, we'll ride it to 32. You can get 1750 calls, you can get 15 calls, whatever. Coin, I'm holding out. I averaged down today because we're retesting this support area. We had a real nice pop to 290, 280 area. So we've got some overhead resistance here, but now we've got a pretty good base forming, and what was resistance is going to be support. So we've tested twice now. Maybe we can get one more dip to 255, and you can go ahead and get in that, or wait for a break over these green candles here at 260. Or you could wait for the 266 and take out all of the red day and then get in there. But I think it's going to go higher. Bitcoin looks like it's higher tonight. It's going up again, and coin and Bitcoin tend to move together, so keep an eye on coin. Posh, I got in early, just for fun. But again, another IPO that looks like it's starting to bottom out. We had ending volume right here. I think we'll at least get a retrace back to the 30 area, to this moving average here. But we can start, as we break this, we can start moving back up to 60 again on Poshmark, which I don't even know what that does. I think they're closed or something. mRNA, we broke our trend, so I would say stay away from calls at this moment unless you're just doing a day trade. I wouldn't swing any calls yet. I think we need to be in puts on this guy. Let's retest 386 area. If we can retest 386, get in puts tomorrow. Let me delete this here. We'll do I don't know. It's still holding the moving average. Let's just leave that alone for now. Let's not swing Moderna at all. Hood, I still like. We didn't close very strong though, so we might cancel that one. But we had a real nice pop. Made a little bit of money when we jumped over the moving average here and squeezed up a little bit to retest this area. So I'm in 52 calls right now. We've got pretty good support forming in this area. We can call this support because you have bottoming tails now. So we'll call this support, and I'll probably just get out if we break today's low at 47. If we get below 47 again, I'll just get out and wait to take out this red bar here and get in over 50. But you can try it. Low risk entry. If you make your stop at like 46.70 and just get in 52 calls, you can do that. If we get back over this area 51, then I would get in 60 calls for September. It looks like a nice clean buy setup here. We obviously pulled back about 50%, and we can go higher. All the retail is trying to short Hood right now, so the big guys are going to squeeze them out and do the reverse of what we did to them at GameStop. So might as well make money off of it. AMC triggered today, but I did not get in. I'd like to see what it does for a while, but again, it's also a buy setup. It popped good, went down 50%, and we've just been chopping around. We've kind of broke our trend line now, so it looks like it can go higher, but I'd like to get it over 37 now, get over all this junk, and then move back up to 60. So let's say over 37.25 we can get in 50 calls for September, or August 27th if you want to do that, and see if we get lucky on that one. KN still looks good, but it has not triggered. I like this flat top here at 2050, so let's wait for a break of that. However, it does look like it's going to bounce here. We've got some good support. We had a triple bottom here, and you could probably get in early on this one too. And let's say this looks like support now. So let's say 1965 will be your stop, and you can get in 20 calls for September. Give it some time, and then when it breaks 2050, you can add to it. But this also looks like a buy setup. Pulled back, triple bottom here, broke out above here. I don't really want this if we retest this area, but we might be able to get back in next month around 1875 or 19 area if we do break 1965. So 1965 will be our stop on that one. Coin, we were looking at 300. I'm going to change these numbers here. Let's do coin 260 calls at 258. No, 260. Let's do 260 calls at 260 for August 20. And then we'll do 300 calls over 266. LRN started as a good swing, and we just had a nice day of rest here with a nice bottoming tail. We broke out of this area here, but we still need to break this double top. So I would say over 35. 35.50. We'll get in 35 calls for September, and this one looks pretty good to go higher. It's got lower highs and lower lows, and if we can get over this double top, triple top area, I think we can retest highs, especially going into school season. Holding the moving averages pretty well, so I like LRN 35 calls. MRIN is not really working out. We're under the moving averages now, so let's just cancel that for now. Wish had a red day today. I don't like it. We put in an equal low. Let's say if we take out this red day, 733, 730 area, you can go ahead and get in 10 calls for. I'm in 10 calls for January. 666 would be our stop. So technically we're still in that. I guess you could just try to get in early if you want. So those are my calls. Puts. This one is the craziest one that I just can't believe is so high. I mean, that's just absolutely ridiculous. But we have low volume so far this month, and we might just keep going higher. So let's say I said 115 puts just because it's low risk. I think they're like $100 each. No, 50. I think they're $50. I think they're like at 50 right now. So we can start early when we take out this top here. If we come all the way back to 136 by the end of the month, then we should hit our target pretty good, and we'll come back to $100, where our moving average will be 115 area, and then hopefully get a climactic correction and come all the way back down to $46 eventually, because they're Crocs and they're not worth that much. There's just no way a company is valued that much. So Crocs, you could do like 100 puts for December with a stop at 150 if you want to do that. RSI is way overextended on the monthly, so I'm already in this, and I'm going to just keep adding to it, I think. Crocs short, whatever you want, just get in short. C looks good to go lower. Actually, it looks really good after today. This has been a area of resistance, and we came up to it and bounced hard. And we gapped down today. The market kind of gapped down, but we closed red. So I would assume we're just going to continue to come down. So I would just go ahead and get in puts. 70 puts on C. I said over 73.30, but I would just go ahead and get in since we gapped underneath our entry there. C looks good to go lower. Uber Nope, we're not going to do that one. Cancel that one. Uber's going to put in a double bottom and bounce. That'll probably be on a long list next month. Apple, I got in short today at 150.30. Then it stopped me out at break even. But I think if we break back under 150 again, and don't retest and don't bounce, if we break back underneath, then our target will be 145. So we'll get in 145 puts for this week if we break 150. So under 149.99. MMM, we just kind of have a lot of junk here, and I think weren't we going to look at this on our under 200, which we bounced this morning. But under 200, we can swing this for September, and we'll get back to the 200. Clear this up a little bit. Here's our target. So we got a bunch of junk here. We sold off once. We're going to retest here. And if we break above and put in a new high, then we just get out. But 203 will be our stop. And I'll probably just get in tomorrow and not wait for an entry, but you should wait until we break 200, and then we can ride it down to 189, 190 area down here for September. 3M looks good. I say that because the Dow looks weaker than the other stocks. Actually, the Qs look the weakest, but the Dow is the one that's been selling off hard. And so I assume it's gonna correct before SPY does. So I'm looking at stocks that are in the Dow. John Deere, same way, looks very extended right here. Let's say if we break today's low, which won't be hard, 378.50. $78.50. John Deere, if we break 378.50, we'll get inputs and ride it back down and see if we can get this. This will probably line up by the time we get down there and get down to 340. So John Deere looks good short. GLD looks good short, and actually it looks better in futures, but we've had a very strong sell-off and a very strong pullback. However, we're going to run into this. It's going to be resistance because it was support. This area right here has been flipping back and forth. As you can see, it was resistance and then broke and became support. Support and broke, and now it's going to be resistance. So you could do it one of two ways. You can wait for it to try to get to 168 and get in 160 puts, or you can wait for a break under 166.50 and get in 160 puts. Gold I like short because we broke this major trend line here, and I would expect we just keep falling. Our next stop will be down here at 136, especially because the dollar looks like it's putting in a good pattern to go higher, and the dollar is inverse gold and silver. I don't think it's going to be in the long term. If you look at the long-term trend of the US dollar, it's in a downtrend, right? But short term, I think we're going to retest this area up here. So for a short-term swing, I think we're going to go lower on gold. And at least come back to this area here, 140 area. Let's say 140 will be our target for September. On gold, the only thing we have to combat is we kind of have a nice cup and handle going on here, and I'm surprised we broke this. We'll make this trend line our stop loss probably, and then if we break this trend line 173, then we'll get in calls, and who knows where gold will be a year from now. USO and gold kind of move the same way, so I like oil short. Not that I like news, but the rumor is they are going to ramp up oil production, and it might be why your EV stock sold off today. But we've got a pretty good, we have a triple bottom right now. We bounced pretty hard today because we gapped down, and ran it back up, but we got in short right here at this area, and I think it'll just keep going lower. So USO, we're in 45 puts for this week, or you can get in 45 puts for September. And make 48 your, well, really you'd make this your stop. 48.35 would be your stop loss on USO. Tesla, man, that was a bummer. That was on my list to short, and it gapped down to 703, I think, this morning, and so I thought there was no way. I thought it was going to bounce right here, but it didn't. It just sold off. So now I'd be looking at calls just back to 700 area, 697, back to this resistance, but I might just not even mess with it for now. I wouldn't swing Tesla either way. So FUTU was a really good one that we missed. It was under 100. We were going to get 80 puts for September, but now we're too extended, and I think we'll pull back up to 100, and then we can get in again. So we'll leave that one alone for now. If you guys have any questions, let me know. If there's anything you want me to look at, send me a message. And just a reminder, I'm already in PLTR. It's valid. AEP is valid. I'm in DNUT early, but I would wait for a break of 1540. I'm in coin, but you should probably wait for a break of 260. I'm in Posh. I don't know why. Moderna. Let's just delete that for now. Let's not do Moderna. Let's just ignore Moderna right now. Hood, I like it over 51, but I'm not. I'm in 52 calls. I'm gambling a lot this week. AMC looks good over 40, but I'm not in that. KN I'm not in right now. LRN I am not in. Crocs I got in today. C I did not get in, but I probably will tomorrow. mRNA under 378, I still like that one, so we will do that. mRNA for September. Actually, we're at a moving average here. This looks like a bear flag, though. Under the, if we gap under 368, I'd like for a gap under 368 would be the perfect entry. But under 368, you could get back in 350 puts, and really we could probably see 315, 320. I think was good support earlier, so I still like that one. Apple, I'm in. It's valid. And USO, I'm in. That's valid. So, you guys have a good evening, and I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.